were talking earlier about women, their behavior. You know what I'm saying? And I was just going back to that because you made a point up about how you've changed over the years, right? I think that if men had the mentality of older men where they value peace and not chaos, women will learn at a very early age that peace is what wins games. The problem is these dudes out here, you go through that phase where like she really love me. You know what I'm saying? That stalking behavior, like she crazy, but you kind of like that she crazy. You know what I'm saying? She crazy for you. Or they go through that little point where, they got a girl who ride or die, and so she's still in that behavior. And now that behavior is not acceptable as she gets older. Whereas if we teach people that behavior shouldn't be acceptable at all, it may change because you're getting it at a younger age. You know what I'm saying? If we can get the boys on the same page to say, look, I don't like it when you talk like that's ratchet. You need to chill a bit.
Well, I think that's the difference though. How I was saying, the younger I was, like when I was a firecracker, but so was he. And I think that's what happens during that age. I think both men and women are operating on that young, that's what that young energy is. That young energy is that fight, firecracker, let's go have fun, have a good time. You're not really thinking things all the way through. You're jumping in head first, right? That's the part of being young. That's what I say, they're young and dumb, because you don't even have the mental capacity. A lot of us don't even have the mental capacity to even think things through the same way. Like now, personalities, depending on personalities, that's going to change how you operate. So I get what you're saying in terms of conditioning. You're saying conditioning should start at younger ages. So if a guy, like if he understood when he was in his 20s, if he was conditioned by older men to say, this is what you need to look for because you want peace. So you need to look for women that are like that. That then in turn, it would change women's behavior so they can get a man. I get exactly what you're saying.
Right. But what I'm saying is, it's not, I think that yours is, people are going to have fun, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to take away people's fun. That's being young. What we were talking about was the ratchet behavior that men are having a problem with today. Mm-hmm. You understand? Because if you taught those ratchet women that ratchet don't win no game, like you're not getting no play being ratchet at an earlier age. Because them young boys accepting it. They probably even think it's cute. You understand? Mm-hmm. But if we can condition, we can condition women to say it's not cute on any level. Even in the younger age, you'll have more women bringing peace. You understand what I'm saying? You'll have more of but you can't have some men who like, nah, I like them like that. And then some men who say I don't, because it becomes confusing, because it's like, okay, what to do? He liked it like that. Now with you, he don't like it like that. And it's like, because there's some dudes who like it like that.
But that's where the flexibility comes in, and where you said finding your own tribe. A woman a man who likes a woman to be ratchet is not going to find you attractive. He may think you're physically attractive, but y'all relationship ain't work because you're not giving him that behavior that entices him. Just like
I think that what I'm saying is a lot of men go through that phase. Am I wrong about that? Everybody had that crazy girlfriend that she was like.
What I'll say, I'm gonna let y'all get y'all back and forth. And what I'm gonna say from a me point of view, I used to love that shit back in the day.
That's what I'm saying. Men went through that phase.
Like I guess
my shit.
Through that thug phase.
That so like bruh,
phase. What? Women like the thug phase.
What? Man, back then, like as I've gotten older, I've changed. I've changed a little bit, but that toxic shit.
Toxic.
If you want to know your toxic shit when we together, like we not gonna be together long because you ain't feeling how I'm moving, and if you ain't feeling how I'm moving, and if you couldn't keep it, if you couldn't keep it G when you with me, it means I can't trust you with everything that I got going on at the moment. But again, I've gotten older. I've that messenger, I was that messenger never came to me. The messenger Shannon is talking about, I never got that messaging.
So where did the toxic attraction come in at?
And that shit used to, I don't know, it just used to be hot to me. And then oh man, I was about to say pussy pie. It like I don't know. I enjoyed women that way. I didn't need you to be quiet, shy, and standoffish, and what I would have perceived as standoffish. I didn't need that. Loud was cool with me back then.
Mhm.
Loud was okay with me for me back then. I needed you to try to check me from time to time so I could look you in your face and say, "Shut up, bitch." And you understood where I was coming from, and we still together the next day. Now, if those words even form in my head, you gotta go. Like now, I'm not like that's not the head. Like I had to unlearn that, and I don't know what it was that
That started it. That's what I'm
like
curious.
I don't know. It's just something that I was attracted to, and most of the time back then, the females were better looking that acted like that.
Mm.
Like it worked for me, and this is just me being honest. I can say, "Oh yeah, no, men don't go do that," and feed y'all full of bullshit. But the truth is, some men enjoyed it. Some of us, as 18 to 23 year olds, we rocked with it. But again, I'm not that guy anymore. So anyway, I see HD came off mute, so I'm gonna go on mute. What's up, HD?
Hey, what up? Um, I think, and I was thinking this before AP said it. I think that a lot of attractive women have bad attitudes. So we think that we like women with bad attitudes, but it's not that we like women with bad attitudes. We like the good-looking women, and a lot of the good women probably dealt with enough brothers and didn't have to change their attitude. So it seems like we like women with attitudes, but really we just like the way that she looks, and we like women more. I think men like women more than women like men, and so we will put up with certain behaviors at certain times in our lives because how much we like women, and we like making stuff work. We like to try to figure out how to make stuff work, and I think I do agree that when you're younger, you don't have the foresight and you don't have the mental capacity to really understand the weight of the things that you're choosing. But in my case, like I dated some what I would consider crazy women, but they never acted like how some of the women on the panel acted. So it's just like, okay, like I know when I see something that's crazy, I'm just gonna look at you crazy and I'm gonna go in the opposite direction. But a lot of my brothers, because I was in a band and I was in high school and I was in college, a lot of the brothers um, would still pick the women with the bad attitudes. So the other women was like, well, these women are winning, so I'm gonna do what the other women did, and then they get done wrong by one of those guys that they talk about to this day, and now most of the men look like the bad guy, when in all actuality, there's just a few of the brothers that got you when you didn't know no better, and now just like the men, you got to pay for the bad decisions that you made. So I just think that I think it's better long term to get in relationships earlier, but you take the most risks. Because even in Miss Taken's case, you're a lot more willing to put up with more stuff younger than you are when you're older. Which means that if you can find somebody that'll deal with you when you're younger, it's a good chance that you might stay together long term. Versus when you get older, I think you'd be less likely to want to commit to nonsense because of what you experienced before. So, but also I'm gonna go back to Miss Taken's case. The reason why you was a firecracker is because you lived in New York. And women, I think women in general are crazy, but I think you're a special kind of crazy if you're above Philly. Once you hit Philly and above, you're a special kind of crazy. So And I think once you live in that weather and it's already cold, you're just like, you know what? She look good. I'm just gonna deal with it.